First of all, I think one of the greatest needs is for strict inventory control of dangerous drugs as manufactured in this country. Secondly is that any drugs shipped under the definition of dangerous drugs should be shipped in bond so that we are certain that the destination is the same as that on the bill of lading. Another suggestion was that of identification of drugs, either through a common color system, through a system that would be easily detectable by certain forms of light, and finally even a self-destruct mechanism within the pills that might over a period of time decompose the active ingredient in the pill so that there would be limited usage and thereby restrict them to the usages that might be for medical purposes rather than for indiscriminate use.
One of the worst offenders in this particular area, did you not?
Beatles are one of the worst offenders because they've been the most popular and the most listened to and have sold the most records. And they have included in a great many of their songs, as we all know, complete and total descriptions of drug trips and in mentions of it, and in their own lifestyle, being idols of the kids, have openly admitted, some of them, to taking drugs of all kinds. And so as an example for the young people, the Beatles have been a terrible, terrible illustration.
We hope to recommend the licensing of manufacturers and wholesalers with pre-inspection, a specific list of criteria before they're licensed to handle these products. In addition, the licensing of exporters and a system of export control to determine that these products are actually legitimately exported out of the country.
Do you feel there's a real danger in work such as yours being misused, as apparently STP has been through its publication in technical journals?
I think there's a hazard of its being misused, and I think the appearance of DOM on the street is a good illustration of this misuse. I think, however, there's an immense potential, medical potential, and one must weigh the risks against this medical potential of this type of research. And I feel that there is enough potential in research to weather a misadventure, as has apparently happened with the DOM compound.
You've testified that equipment, precursors, and the formula are easy to obtain. What would you suggest in a way to solve this problem?
I don't know. I don't know how you could go about keeping these facilities from illegitimate sources or from illegitimate hands without seriously interfering with their availability to legitimate sources. I don't know really an effective way of restricting part of the free flow of commerce without restricting all of it.
People like Timothy Leary, who are looked up to by the young people, tell them that taking LSD is not harmful, cannot be harmful, is a religious experience, is a creative experience, is an insight to the person, and therefore, with his background of being a Harvard professor and being an intellectual and being a member so-called of the older generation establishment, educationally at least, they then have justification for any fears against taking this, and they go ahead and they try it. And so anybody who has said anything which would encourage my daughter to take LSD was unwittingly a part of being her murderer.